Hey everyone, I want to take a minute to talk about my felling rig. I've kind of gone over this before, but I've modified it a bit since this rainy weather really throws a damper on how I set my rig up. So I usually run a Maggie if it's dry out to tap wedges into smaller trees. I'll show you what a Maggie is here in a minute. But with rain gear on, I usually stuff it in my back pocket. It's quick access, like a quick draw. You gotta stuff a wedge in there real quick, give it a tap, bam, you're there. With the rainy weather and wearing rain gear, I've got no back pocket. So this is what I've ended up doing. Now, some of you are gonna laugh at it, but it works for me. Try it if you think it works for you. If not, good on you, who cares? Here we go. So this is my Maggie. It's probably 1.5 pounds of solid aluminum. Normally in drier weather, it stuffs right in my back pocket like that. I'm sure you see some of my videos where you see that steel thing hanging in my back pocket. I reach behind me, I grab it, bang a wedge in there real quick. With smaller trees, you get away with tapping that. But not only the weather, something else happened and I had to kind of soften the blow on my hand. This is solid aluminum, and when you're whacking a tree, if the tree sits back, you get a shock that vibrates through that solid chunk of metal. So I had to kind of come up with a different solution. I ended up kind of spraining my wrist, and it was a bother to drive wedges with a messed up hand. So I switched. This is an Est-Wing solid steel with a rubber padded handle. I added this stuff up for extra grip when it's really rainy out, but I don't put this in my back pocket. I mean, it'll fit in there, but it's just going to cut your trousers up if you have it back there. So what I ended up doing, and this is the part some of you are going to laugh at, I set up 2 scabbards. Got these off of West Coast Saw. I forget the name of the company that it makes them. There's someone out of Idaho. But this is over my right hip, and I stuff it in there like that. It gets heavy carrying your 4 or 5 pound axe around all day. This is the beautiful Jeff Schroeder special. This is I think 4.5 pound head. It's a nice axe. I love the axe. I keep it with my gas and my kit, but I don't carry it around unless I'm in every single tree is big and I need to bang wedges. So I carry the much lighter version. Now, granted, you're going to have to get used to this little thin head for driving wedges, but it still works. You've seen the videos. I'm sure people are like, what the heck is he using a little hatchet for? Well, I don't get any shock in this rubber handle. So my messed up wrist was able to heal faster than if I was using this solid piece of metal. And it works. Like, it works really well. I can drive a hard, pound on that wedge with this little thing. If I need the big gun, sure, I grab one of my other axes that I have out there with me. But this has been nice. I stick it on my right hip. It's out of the way. And I end up stuffing a water bottle in that one instead of my axe. If I need my axe, I go get my axe. But that's what I'm running. It hangs nice. It doesn't get in the way. I put a little block in here so it stays snug, more forward in the scabbard. And I got a wedge stuffed in the bottom so it sits level in the scabbard instead of tilted forward. So when it's on me, it's hanging real nice. You've seen it in videos. This is a custom wedge that nobody can find unless you build one yourself. The normal Maggie has got this bloop out the back, and it's not very comfortable. You get a lot of impact in your hand. So, to save myself pain and torment, that's why I built that. It doesn't add, this is super light aluminum. It doesn't add mere an ounce or two of extra weight on my rig. It's not hindering me in any way, shape, or form. I carry 3 wedges in my West Coast saw belt with my bar wrench. Tucks in there nicely. And I'm golden. I've been cutting timber with this setup. The trees we're cutting, the height is high. We're getting like 120, 130 footers out of some of them. And some of them are up to, 2.5, 3 feet at the swell. And I can do it with that. It doesn't wear me out carrying around the heavier axe and, swinging and banging with a big axe. This works. There's some of you that are going to scoff and laugh and be like, oh, this monkey boy, just clowning around out there, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's all about what is working for you. So if you think this might, help you, who cares what people think? It's your comfort. It's your, ease on the job is what's important. So there you have it, people. I probably got some more little fancy tricks that I've used that I'll shed light on at some later date. But right now, that's kind of what I wanted to touch on, was my little hatchet that I use to bang wedges on thousands of trees now. And I don't have a sore wrist, and it works. Works good. So there you have her. Have a good one, everyone.